The last bit of the game, I kind of had a tougher time going through. I really like the coming off the middle part. You know, it's kind of like, well, now it's just all the falling action, I guess, if you want to say. Yeah, kind of had a rough time with it. So first off, I went and went after Zapdos just because, well, I was like, might as well. It's kind of further out of the way than the other two, so I'll go take care of him first. It went by fairly easy. I just took Dyra along, used Hypnosis, and just went to work until I got it. So he wasn't too bad. For whatever reason, every time I play through Kanto, I come to Seafoam Island and I just fall apart. Like I just get so lost and confused. I don't know why. Like, it's really not that hard. It's just a few strength puzzles, surfing, you know, you gotta surf around a bit, climbing ladders, whatever. But for whatever reason, I just could not find out, like, you know, the place to go. Eventually got to Articuno. It's weird, you know, like the Pokemon misses if you don't have any statuses on it, sleep, paralyzed. And like, it seems like it's inconsistent, except for when it comes to sleep. Ball didn't miss when it was asleep, but it did miss sometimes when it was poisoned or paralyzed. It was just a rough time, but yeah, eventually, funny story with Articuno, Dyra went down, he woke up, I was just like, whatever, it's low health. Maybe if I poison it, I could get it, but if it doesn't catch it like this first try, the poison's gonna knock it out. So I just switched to Sprouts, Poison Powder, and amazingly enough, I caught it right then and there. So yeah, those birds are just obnoxious to catch, but Moltres was easy. I seriously caught it within like the first 3 balls maybe. So anyways.
And then Moltres itself I thought was kind of easy, expecting it to be a little more of a challenge or annoying with spamming the Pokeballs. So what happened is, so basically you have to have sleep. So anyways, I have my Venomoth and no sleep powder. He's down in the red zone. I pull out Venomoth and sleep him. And I have like 10 Ultra Balls, and I throw all of them and none of them stick. And I'm like, what? You've got to be kidding me. So I'm ready to soft reset and just to start over again, but then I scroll through my my items, because of course they're not organized. Maybe there's some Pokeballs at the bottom of this list, and sure enough I have some regular Pokeballs. I've got 16 or something left. And I thought, well, what the heck, let's give it a shot. So I throw a regular old Pokeball, and it catches it the first time.
Victory Road wasn't all that bad. Got through that fairly easy. Did a little bit of training, because, you know, League 4 is pretty high level.
So I guess Victory Road was interesting because, and I don't remember this being the case in the Gen 1 remakes, there's gates. And then people like look at your badges, and then if you have the right badge, then they let you pass. Anyways, I thought that was interesting. It's an interesting concept, and I wonder if Victory Road itself, though, I thought it was kind of easy. Maybe that was just me. In Gen 4, that Victory Road, that was the hardest one I've ever had to navigate. And in comparison to everything else, like, I thought it was really easy. I kind of figured out that Game Freak has this design mechanism where when you're in a dungeon or a cave, or when you're trying to solve puzzles, just go as far away as you possibly can, and that's how you progress. So go to the farthest corner of the cave, and then that's where the door is, that's where the stairs are, that's where the boulder is that you need to push. And it turns out that holds true to these games as well. So eventually we get to the Elite Four. And I remember playing through battling the Elite Four the first time in Ruby and Sapphire, and I was just so stressed and panicked about the whole thing because I had to make it all the way through in one go, and I couldn't lose.
We got to the Elite Four and did a bit of grinding. The guys were definitely not strong enough to take on Blue or even Lance.
But this time I actually used it as an opportunity to train because they were a little bit higher. I had some really heavy hitters, like Alakazam and Jolteon, Blastoise were all very heavy hitters. And so I used that as an opportunity to just switch Pokemon out and to level them up.
Lorelei actually gave me a lot of trouble because I just didn't have a lot of coverage for ice types. Made it through in the end. Worked out pretty well. I don't know. Maybe it was just the fact that I trained another 3 Pokemon that I just didn't talk about. I had Strider, my Dodrio. I got him to like level 40. Now I was just using him to fly. And there was a couple others, I don't remember, but I got him up to like maybe level 40 before I actually even caught Starfall. So that was probably my mistake. That's probably on me that I didn't do so well with the Elite Four at first.
And so then the third time was my real time. I bought the revives, I bought the potions, lemonades and stuff, and I had a good time. I would say like it could have been more challenging and more of a thrill ride, but I still had a good time even though it wasn't quite as hard as I thought. When I got to Lance though, so he gave me a lot of grief, but luckily I had enough revives and potions to bring my team back up to snuff. Compared to after having that all-dragon team, that full-on assault, I thought Blue, battling him for the last time, I was kind of disappointed because he only took down one of my Pokemon the whole battle. And so it really wasn't much of a struggle because only one of my Pokemon fainted, whereas just previously before, Lance just totally destroyed me.
Final battle with Blue was good. I didn't want to spend any money on revives, potions, so I actually went through without any items. I actually came down to like my last 3 Pokemon, Starmie, Rhydon, and Clefable. It was good. It was close, that's for sure, but it was a good time. So
overall, like I love the music. The music is my favorite part. The rival battle music is just incredible. And I want to go through the Elite Four 100 times just to listen to that music. Although I don't have to because I have it on iTunes now. But yeah, and so now that we're past that, moving beyond, what's next? Well, we're gonna catch them all. We're gonna catch all those 151. Right now I'm hovering around 80, so I'm well on my way to catching them all and being the best there ever was. We'll give you some updates when we're complete with those Pokedex. But overall, as the game as a whole, I was just pleased as punch. I loved the whole thing. Playing through it for the first time, I loved it, and it's not a surprise at all why this is a worldwide phenomenon. Going forward, I'm just excited out of my mind to start Gen 2. We've got Gen 2 going. I'm going to be playing through Crystal, so I'm really excited about that. I picked up Crystal and this freaking awesome Pikachu Game Boy Color.
It worked out well, and yeah, I really enjoyed the games. Like, you can't even believe how excited I am to go on to Gold.
And then on with Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, and then Gen 7.
Ah, man, I'm just excited for the rest of this year, Sun and Moon. It's gonna be a good year.
Pokemon 20.